Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 28 of Deadbeat Son with your host, Tré Lamb. How you guys doing? Been all right? It's January 24th right now. Already getting it going, baby. Already done with it, huh? Just like that. Hope you had a good month. Hope you had a good... Well, there's no button there, huh? Hope you had a good week. It's been a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Just being alive. Nothing crazy's happened. It's just nice to recognize that every once in a while. I watched that movie. I watched a couple spooky flicks in the last few days, so I'm kind of having an appreciation for life right now. I watched American Psycho. That's pretty cool. That's a cool thing for. I'm glad I watched it now, and not when I was a young impressionable man trying to find my identity, because that's kind of the whole. Big problem in the movie is like finding your identity, trying to fit in places, and I didn't fit in for so long. So it's a good thing I didn't see that. I'm not saying that I would have, started killing folk, but, I don't know. Probably would have watched weirder stuff on the internet if I had been into that stuff, I remember, like, in middle school or high school, my buddy had changed his, like, Facebook profile picture to Patrick Bateman sitting chill in the sun with the sunglasses, just kind of like chilling. And I didn't really get it at first, and now I do. I go, oh boy, that was close. That could have been something. It wasn't. He's a cool guy. It's actually the guy who drew all this stuff, Joey Bruce. That guy, a little bit out of his mind, but you need people like that. You need people like that, whether it's your friend group, or your close relatives. You need some people who are a little bit off the rocker, so you can go, okay, all right, that's what that is. I'm not that yet, They say crazy people don't know they're crazy, but I think crazy people think everyone else is crazy. I actually think sometimes I get scared about, like, thinking that, like, I'm the one. You ever get that feeling that, like, everybody knows something that you don't? And maybe it's that you're out of your frickin' mind? I don't know. Could be. Maybe it's just me. Sometimes, I don't know, I'll get that where I'm like, am I... Like, okay, like if you can't do, I don't know, if you have like a brain fart, and like you can't do, for some reason you can't figure out what 10 plus 5 is or something, you're trying to like do simple math or something, and you're like, why can't I see it? And then you're like, what is going on right now, man? I saw this video of a woman who like was trying to get out of a public restroom, and she was pushing on this thing that she thought was the door, and it was the wall, and the door was right next to her, and she was like freaking out. She's like, I think I'm locked in here. Is she crazy or is she just dumb? I don't know. I mean, where's the line? Like, she's crazy until she realizes that, oh, the door's right there. Now she's just dumb. So maybe crazy people are just kind of dumb and they haven't figured out the thing yet. I don't know, man. I hear that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. But I only heard that in a video game. I don't know if anyone really said that. It was a video game character, and everyone keeps saying that that's what it is. So I don't think I'm crazy, but I do think that I will one day. Everyone's going to be like, no, this is the way things are. I'm like, wait, but I thought it was this. And then they go, no, it's actually this. And I'm like, wait, really? And they're like, we're going to lock you up now. And then I go, wait, but I thought, oh, shoot. All right. I did a um yeah, I don't know. We're coming at you. Okay. I One of my parents got mad about a joke that I posted online because I make fun of my parents a lot, or I have jokes that include them in some way because, they made me. So, and I some of the jokes, you've seen on this very podcast. I have this story I tell about my mom banging it out with the drummer from Simple Plan. And recently I posted this bit, just a little cute little joke about my dad, where I say, I say something like, out of all my mom's ex-boyfriends, my favorite was Gary and my least favorite was my dad, which I understand is harsh. I understand. I get that. I get that it's a little cold, a little callous to refer to my father as my mom's ex-boyfriend and that he's my least favorite. But it's it's just supposed to be a cute joke, right? And he texted me. We don't talk a whole lot. And he texted me upset. Really? Really? Your least favorite? What the fuck is that, man? I go, look, man, it's just, jeez. I get that it doesn't sound cool, Probably doesn't sound too nice to hear your son say that. It didn't get only 20-something thousand people views. That doesn't mean they even watch it. So, it's like, what are you mad at? People are going to think that you're a bad dad. Don't worry, they do, and it's like, man, out of all the people who saw that, out of the 20-something thousand people, which is a low view count, by the way, out of those like 20-something thousand people, 20,000 of them are bots. So it's like, don't worry, man. A bunch of fake accounts of, big-breasted women saw it, and they're not worried. They're not going to be, they're not, what? Going to ruin your chances with them? It's like, hey, man, it's so funny for a parent, for my parents, or a parent to, to come at me like, oh, what the hell? Why would you say something like that? It's like, you made me, by the way. Like, I wouldn't be a comedian if my dad were around. Obviously. What? I wouldn't be here. Hey, man. If you didn't want me to tell jokes about you, why'd you make me a comedian? Why did you do the exact right things to make me that would lead to me being a comedian? But you know what I mean? It's like he put the guy mixed eggs and flour and other stuff, put it in the oven, some sugar, and took it out of the oven a little while later, and was like, what the hell? Why do I have a cake? Why is this cake here doing this? That's like me. I'm the cake. I'm like the cake. You made it like that. So why is this cake saying stuff like that? Well, you made the cake. You shouldn't have done the steps. You shouldn't have made the cake and then abandoned the cake. Hang out with the cake. Play catch with the cake. You know what I mean? Take the cake. Teach the cake how to be a man, for God's sakes, instead of, being upset that the cake's talking shit. Anyway, I don't know what your relationship is like with your parents, but mine's typically fine. You've all heard my mom on an early episode. She's just excited all the time. And So yeah, I don't know. If you're cool with your parents, hey, congratulations, man. Anytime I do jokes, like I've done that joke a few times out in Utah, and they don't like it. I did it in Vegas. They fucking loved it, dude, because Vegas is full of, you know, broken homes, broken families. You know, the movie Pay It Forward is, you know, set in Vegas. That's a weird movie. Super weird now, looking with what happened since then with your boy Kevin Spacey. So, that's a good one for the wall. Yeah, but people in Utah, they don't like if I tell a joke about my family or my, you know, lack of a stable family, they react like, oh, they give me awes, oh, or they, you know, they don't laugh a lot. They don't find it that funny. And that's pretty lame, you know? That is pretty lame. And if it happens, you know, if I tell a joke and it doesn't do well, I go, oh, I do some version of like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry you had stable families. Oh, I'm sorry you could play catch whenever you wanted to, you know? Big whoop. See if I care. And then I sit in the green room. And freaking listen to JoJo while I'm, you know, whatever, dude, flipping through old school projects that I made for my parents. You know, I was a good kid too. I never got into I didn't like, you know, cause a fuss, you know, and I could have. That's the other thing too, man. It's like, you know, my dad will say stuff like, I don't know what I did to make you dislike me so much, you know? And I go, really? You don't? You sure about that? I don't know. Let's take a look at the highlight reel, shall we? I should have just like a PowerPoint on deck just to show them just like a slideshow of just me by myself with a wooden spoon, you know? Look like a Depression era kid with my mom, you know, holding me, looking out, you know, 1,000-yard stare, looking out at the bread lines, except in her case it was, you know, lines for buying Kraft mac and cheese. Yeah, I love that when the people who made you are like, why is he like that? I don't get why he's like this. Yeah, I don't know either, man. Must have been a stepdad. Give me a break. I was a good kid, man. That's the thing. I was a good kid. I was easy, you know? I was easy prey, easy for anyone, dude. And this interesting thing what happened because other kids were bad. I knew a lot of bad kids, man. I knew the bad kids. I was chill with them, you know? I didn't partake. One thing that was really popular, like I didn't, you know, I had friends who were getting into substances or drinking. I didn't do that. I didn't care for it. You know, I did later in life when I was of age, of course. But like for real though, like 8th grade, you'd have kids, you know, drinking and partying and stuff like that. And I don't know. I wasn't, you know, I wasn't part of that scene. The craziest thing that happened though, because I also saw what that kind of led to. And where I'm from, you know, kids used to try to get down any way they could. They were looking for a buzz, dude. And if you were under, you know, a certain age, you couldn't get that. So what kids would do is, like I knew kids who started getting into Listerine. Yeah. Kids would straight up go to, you know, a pharmacy or whatever, or Walmart or something, and steal mouthwash, Listerine, and to be exact, and they would drink it. They wouldn't just wash their mouth. That's what it's for. They would drink it. They would swallow it, and they would try to get, because they wanted to get drunk off of it. And so, other kids, other people's schools, maybe, you saw when your friends started to, smoke weed or something like that, they'd kind of change, they'd start maybe dressing different. Your boy, Dawson, shows up in a freaking Rasta hat all of a sudden. You're like, that's not cool, man. I don't think you should be doing that. They start like just being different. You see it, their eyes are just always bloodshot, But in my school, you'd notice the change in kids because your, closest friends had the freshest breath. I mean, golly, these kids, man, and that's the change you started to see. You'd be hanging out in your friend group. You'd all be standing there in a circle during lunch talking, and you're just like, my eyes are burning from like all the freshness coming out of this circle. Like, oh no, him too? Oh, he's doing it now? Like, all the cool kids, just like, that was like a badge of honor. If your breath is super fresh, it means you're probably drunk off your ass, off Listerine, dude. And they got caught like so quick by their parents, because their breath was fantastic. So, what was that? I mean, imagine that, coming home, sneaking home late, you're trying to sneak in, and you walk in the door, you close the door behind you, you have the knob turned before you close it, and then you undo it, and then you lock it, and you turn around, and there's your mom, and she's like, let me smell your breath, and you're like, oh shit. You'd want to, you try to like take shots or something of alcohol before you got home, just so it smelled like alcohol and not, Listerine. But let me smell your breath, and then she'd be like, "Oh my God, what have I done? What have I done, my baby boy?" So that's kind of funny. My friends don't do that anymore because they, just started drinking. So, but that's bad for you, man. Don't do that. Dude, Listerine, bro. I mean, give me a break. So yeah, like if you go to Winnipeg, if you go to like downtown or something like that, if you go to like any store that sells it, it's locked up. It's like behind glass or plastic or something. You gotta go get someone to be like, hey, can I wash my mouth out, please? Can I rinse my mouth out, please? And they got to look at you like, Bro, give me a freaking break, dude. How annoying is it when the people at the stores, when you have to ask to have something opened, so you can get a thing, and the worker, like, I've had this where you ask them, hey, can you open the thing? I need to get this. And they give you that, like, yeah, one sec. They have to have a fuss about it, Hey, can I get that? Hey, I need to get some deodorant. Can you unlock the thing? And they go, yeah, come on, I'll get it for you. It's like, hey, man, don't lock it. This is your job. This is your job, Bryce. You chose to work at Target. Open the thing, dude. Or don't put it behind glass, bro. It's deodorant. It's not like it's mouthwash. What am I going to do? Eat it? I'm not shoe nice, dude. Remember that guy? Oh, my God. That's a guy who, because back in the early YouTube days, if you wanted to be popular, you had to have a skill like music, magic, or cooking, or what else was really big? Music, magic. It had to be or funny, like funny stuff. Or you could just eat random shit. You could just eat something. You could just eat like random shit, and you'd kind of get famous from that. I mean, there's a guy. This guy used to eat like, He used to eat like a stick of deodorant, and then that was the video, and he just ate it, and he goes, all right, you know. So I don't know, man. But if you missed your shot, you missed the window. You can't do that now. No one cares now. Now you have to like it's progressed. Now you have to chug an entire handle of whiskey or something like that. You have to like drink a whole thing that's gonna like literally kill you, and then then you can maybe make a career out of that. But back in the day, dude, you either had to do music, beatbox. If you could beatbox, that was pretty tight. Do magic or eat anything that you saw, We have some more emails here, so I'm going to get to that. We have another write-in from our good friend Jinx. What up, Jinx? This is in response to episode 25, so it was a few weeks ago, about getting canceled. Jinx says, "Hey, I reckon you will be canceled by the ghosts of your deadbeat wall, or maybe the witches if you don't cancel them first." You know what? You're right, Jinx. Well, I forget his name, but William Paris? It was something like that. I remember. He's the only one who's dead so far. So, as long as I have anything to say about it. But yeah, he might come. I don't know. I don't think he'll give a shit. Woody Allen, maybe. Did I tell you about this? I did I must have when I talked about him. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I already told the story. If you want to see the story, I don't even know what episode it was. Sorry. But it was early. You could tell it was early based on that. The witches, though, I kind of am afraid of a little bit. I do think that I do think if I keep poking that bear, something's going to happen. So part of me thinks maybe I should just do it. Maybe I should just keep on poking and I don't know, show me what you got, witch. Let's see what it do, Yeah. And she continues about New Year's. I was at my boyfriend's playing PC games. There was a brief Happy New Year's before we continued shooting shit up. FOMO. Regarding FOMO. Oh, I get it. She was playing PC games with her boyfriend. That's how she spent her New Year's, everyone. Playing PC games. Oh, that's nice. I like that. When you just don't care so much. That is nice. That is when you've overcome FOMO and you're just like sitting there playing games. You go, oh yeah, Happy New Year, whatever. Fuck it. Do you see that guy? 6 o'clock? Get him. He's one shot. That kind of thing. Regarding FOMO, think I just stopped caring. I focus on friends and family. They enrich my life way more than any event or whatever could. Yeah, I don't know, man. If you're cool with your parents, that's cool. I mean, my mom and I are pretty tight, but the rest of my parents, not so much. And let's hear about some weird. What alternatives did you or people use to feel something? These kids, they're just trying to feel something, man. And it was in some cases it was spearmint. Other cases it was I don't know what other flavors. I don't know. Peppermint. These kids were just trying to feel something, man. I think in a lot of cases it was spearmint they were trying to feel. So, yeah, but if you had like an alternative, I'm trying to think of anything else that we used. I mean, kids would try to smoke like, you know, when they didn't know how to do it correctly, they would just put like leaves. They tried to smoke leaves. Kids tried to smoke leaves. That didn't work. At least I guess the mouthwash did something. But don't do it. It's so bad for you, man. They don't even say you should use it regularly. But anyway, I got a big week coming up. Next week might be a very. I'm thinking I might make it a very special episode, and have my first guests on the pod besides my mom. I'm gonna be on the road for a few days with my buddies Andy and Pete, and you can check us out if you're in Austin, Texas, if you're in New Orleans, if you're in Baton Rouge or Lafayette. We will be at all of those places. And doing shows. Some shows have two. Some nights have two shows. Some nights have one. You can go to TréLamb.com for all the info and to get tickets. But yeah, I'm thinking I might do the next episode with them. That'd be a lot of fun, and we'll see. Because, I think some people have told me that they want a guest, which I try not to take as an insult, but I do. It would be better, though. I get it. But, I can't be relying on too many other people, What if I move away? Or what if, I get a guest on the podcast and they, freaking have a heart attack and I gotta have an episode commemorating their death? Ugh, I'm not doing that. So come see me on the road. Check out Andy Gold and check out Pete Jr., comedian, on Instagram. Website, dates, clips are coming out all the time, baby. And I think that'll do it for this week. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And we'll see you soon. Take care.